So today we will go to chapter 5, maybe considered as the last, not really last. We have another one as a purely last one, but this one quite another approach. Okay, besides case study, is a grounded theory. Maybe you have been heard this approach, or maybe you first time heard this approach that actually that Tumamano acknowledged to Dr. Tumamano that he's adapting Graham Grips, these lecture notes, okay, about this grounded theory. Will be mainly Graham from Graham, but I believe that he also adapt from other sources as well. All right. Before that, I just sharing that I have this book. Nampak tak? Okay, this book is a case study research and application from Robert K. Yin yang I mentioned last week about one of the seafood of case study. All right, I bought from Shopee. Nanti I try find out back the link if you want to have this book. It's really quite cheaper because I bought from seller from Indonesia. They have all about case study. You want to know more about case study research and applications, all right? So they explain from this book they are sharing about how to design a case study, how to prepare and collect case study evidence, okay, analyzing case study and as well as reporting case study. It can be complying with the grounded theory as well. All right, so what is a grounded theory? Okay, this is the grounded theory is also another common method for qualitative data analysis. I never found yet for grounded theory complying to quantitative, but for case study it can be also complying to quantitative, especially in the survey method. Okay, however, for grounded theory, there are more common method for qualitative. I mean, their nature itself, or also more suitable for qualitative. Why? Why? Because they are mainly inductively derived. Okay, you can see from one of the seafood of grounded tree, Strauss and Corbin is more on we are inductively derived from phenomena that is representative. Okay, represent. So actually, they're more on generating the ideas, or we hypothesize out from the data. Okay, so maknanya kita yang create the theory. Some sort of like that lah. In other way. Okay, so in other way, if you're interested with the grounded theory, they're more on we are do reflection or reflective reading of text and how you want to create the codes from the what you understand from the meanings of the text itself. Okay, so there's a grounded theory all about. Okay, so one of the seafood for the grounded theory is Strauss and Corbin. So actually from this chapter, the Graham also sharing on how this grounded theory are deriving, okay, how they berkembang from 60s, okay, 1960s towards now till now. Okay, mungkin for those in qualitative, they like myself, have been attend one of the course on the classes on theory, and then at the first time I feel lost. I feel so blurred because it's quite so subjective, quite so philosophical as well. Yeah, quite dealing with lots of terlalu kabur for me. Okay, actually it's developed by this one Lasser and Strauss. Okay, by in 1995. Okay, 1995. Okay, so how they developing? So you can read out here. Okay, so the original is from Glasses Strauss, then dia pecah. Okay, Glasses Strauss ni berpecah. After that, few years after that, so this their book. Okay, the awareness of dying, then the discovery of grounded theory. So this is the development, how they are separated. Okay, Glasses Strauss separated, and then have another scholars, Schatzman. Okay, so you can see here is the sources from tak nampak pula dah, ni pun rambut dekat. Okay, Monstem, Corbin, Bauer, Chalmers, and Clark, 2009. Okay, so all this from this genealogy of grounded theory. So from that there ada lagi a few names called as dimension analysis, theoretical sensitivity, Straussian grounded theory. Straussian comes from the name of Strauss itself. Situational analysis, constructivity, grounded theory as well. And then after Straussian name it as Straussian's generative, and then Glasserian also name it as his own method. A few 1995. Okay, so it's banyak cerita lah. Okay, I mean kalau I nak perhalusi setiap ni, long story way to go lah, right? So there's a glance. Okay, this ini the how the disciplinary context wise. Okay, how can leads that off so philosophical things, but actually it's about how we feel, how the stand off. Okay, so you can see symbolic interactionism, the phenomenology, the pragmatism, all this context is about the perception of the people itself. Okay, you can see here kalau tengok symbolic interactionism. How to spell out is quite tough as well. The meaning wise. Oh, okay, Liana, I record already. Nanti you can have a listen back. Okay. Thank you for your sharing. Okay, so then analyze societies. Okay, subjectivity. This is all about subjectivity. Okay, so the different school of thought will have different perceptions. Okay, and so on. Right. So this is core elements of ground theory. So you can see here they have discovered social, psychological, and mainly they maybe kalau you tengok sini these scholars from School of Nursing, okay, from the help people. So maybe it might be from health they are also using the grounded theory for some area. It's not, it doesn't mean that every single area, maybe from psychology, sociology, education, languages, and so on. Okay, so from these core elements in the grounded theory, they have codes and categories. Actually, in the case study also we do have this. Okay, and then they have dia mesti macam kita buat tu immediately or simultaneously. Okay, when we analyze, we collect and then analysis dalam masa yang sama, in the same time. Kita bukan collect data macam kalau quantitative, we collect data, we do survey, then after that we have time to filter, basuh data. we managing data, we filtering it, but then we analysis it. But for quantitative, they have some difference on, we can collect and then we did the same time we analysis. Maknanya we have to know what we should collect. The data is data apa yang you suitable to collect for your analysis wise. Okay, so maknanya let's say interview, you kena tahu the right question that you have to question your respondent, because that's will lead towards your analysis wise. All right. So sometimes the question for interview or survey is also play a role as well. Okay, because we the data tu sendiri leading your analysis as well. Right. So that's why dia nampak sebagai seakan-akan theoretical sampling. Alright, and then systematic application of grounded theory ni sendiri akan lead nampak tu abstract analytic level. Okay, kalau menurut Chalmers. Yeah, what does it mean with the theoretical sampling refines, elaborates, and exhausted contextual, conceptual categories. Maknanya, as I mentioned just now, when we are collect and we collect and we analysis proceed together, means that kita macam develop lah the explanations tu. Okay, so it can include maybe kita akan analysis of the people, the behavior, why the people act like that, why like this, and what like, or the places, okay, events, okay, all these things that you can analysis, conditions, settings. Macam what I did for my PhD, I collect the posting in the bloggers blog. So I based on the theory, and then I have to know why let's say why the bloggers are doing this, why. So I have to categorize what they're sharing on that, contoh lah dia sharing on events. So kita letakkan dia dalam event. Okay, so the post tu related to the event. Event pun ada banyak pula, social event ke, academic event ke, or they're sharing about the motivation, what types of motivation. So you have to have the theoretical dulu. I mean, theoretical sampling ni maknanya you have preparing the basic theoretical framework lah. Maknanya you nak based on what theory that may be available for your analysis soon wisely. Okay, so for example, ataupun you memang the purely one, you are derive your own theory. Let's say for example here, okay, is a one quite a purely one. Okay, and sorry I forgot to share this paper yet, but I have this paper concerned with my Dr. Mamano. It is from quite robust and then maybe represent purely on the grounded theory study, okay, where they are doing research. I think this research quite I can say long research lah, long term research, because I have read a few times. Dia lihat kepada how the career development of highly achieving women within disabilities. Okay, so they are looking for the challenge and how the successful of this group to achieving their success in their career and so on. Okay, so it's quite long way. Okay, so you can see here what are the research question here. What are the career experience? So you can have many answers from when they are interviewed, right? So so the researcher need has their to preparing some theoretical base to guide them. Okay, so for supplement material, I think I don't have it, but if you want to find out, you can go on. Okay, so this one on the paradigm praxis problem mungkin akan supplement your the readings from this paper. Okay. Okay, nanti saya akan share this paper. Sorry, tadi yang mana share miss out. Alright, so it's actually I think if not mistaken they are from, tak ingat dah. Nonan and Nagel. All those sebenarnya ramai combination a few area jugalah. I mean, the research is not only from one area, one school of thought, bukan dari satu bidang lah. Okay, dia ada combination of few areas from few expert. Okay, jadi grounded theory ni dia punya, I mean, dia punya speciality dia, macam kita bagi nampak macam best lah kan. The concern wise is actually to be honest, I also kalau Ilya dengan Anis ada tengok paperwork tu kan, I using grounded theory, tapi it doesn't mean that I expert to whereas I still learn, because previously I'm mainly using content analysis, interview, and then this one's apa nama, still I based on what I'm teaching, based on what I'm reading. So but the approach is there, the approach that I want to use it for. I mean, ala tu I have been comply with to my student previously lah. Nak kata purely grounded theory as this paper, I tak berani nak say out, because dia macam ini quite a long one lah. I mean, dia tak boleh macam short term research is quite sebab challenge and success ni benda yang have macam timeline jugalah. Okay, they have require timeline research as well. Right, jadi for grounded theory study, the two things that we need to concern is researchable questions. Then nampak macam mula nampak broad, right? Concern one, and then we have to narrow down it to make it allowable to do it. Okay, so based on this nature means that you can have broad, okay, like this, challenge and success, quite broad, right? And then highly achieving women, also broad. And then you narrow down with physical and sensory disabilities. Okay, so I think it's quite narrow, quite broad. Tapi when you read this paper, dia ada punya narrowing dia. They have their own narrowing and have became they manage to identify what they want to study out. Okay, so this is about literature review. So have some debates lah. Okay, actually there also ada nama baru sekarang. Ada one of I have been attend one of course webinar last year. The new one I can't remember Gewa method. Okay, extension of the grounded theory as well that is have been applied in the organizational research. Okay, one of the qualitative scholar, Bani in Australia, he was sharing that, and he also said the combination of actual research and also as well as a case study. Alright, so yeah, nampak ada 3 stages here, right? So sometimes we couldn't do all these stages, okay? Don't worry. Sometimes we just it's okay. That's still open coding, okay? Nampak macam 3 stages ni seolah-olah you need to fulfill every stages, but I don't think. Maybe dia macam stages ni dia we not what we can say we not declare out. Okay, we want to declare out open as well. We are doing that, tapi some scholars they are not declared as open agile and selective coding as well, because sometimes dia you nampak open ni you develop, and then agile you connecting, and then selective tu you wrap up lah. Okay, you have to wrap up all the findings that you have discover to one model or one theoretical. Okay, so apa ni mana kita akan zemil lah, macam kita analisis lah, okay, analysis manually our transcribing, okay, and then kita akan look the instance sampai sehingga kita nampak okay dah no more information have been achieved, that's considered as saturated lah. Okay, and then the iterative, okay, the coding tu ada proses tu iterative lah, maknanya you gradually and based on what you decide at the early stage. Okay, so that can have a few approach. So nanti I can give the I can you have to do for your exercises line by line, sentence by sentence, several phrases or sentence, paragraph, hold the cue. Ini hold the cue ni macam orang yang already expert wise lah kan. Normally the best one is per second, of course lah, maybe quite doable lah for starter as us like us. Okay, jadi okay, constant ni kalau ni lah, kalau constant ni macam kita akan comparing pula, kan? Ini kadang-kadang maybe you can do you can apply or maybe you not applying. Okay, ini we have to kalau here let's say ada you nak tengok each individuals ke ataupun daripada individual tu pada dia punya story dia, okay? Macam contoh lah kayak ni satu paper yang di Future Harris tu kan, satu my student dah already look at his social media and then dia interviewing, so dia akan tengok lah ada tak titik persamaan, the difference and the similarities, what does he explain during interview and what did he sharing in the social media, for example, or incident with other incident ni maybe macam cases in law, right? They have number of cases, okay? Categories with categories. Ini quite interesting and quite complicated as well. Okay, then there's constant. Then kita tahu artinya apa dia. I don't know why the reply is there. Maybe the video. Okay, or discover category. Okay. Okay, so kita akan tengok pula macam mana kita nak categorizing dia. Okay, how you want to determine the categorize, alright, to relate to the same phenomena. Okay, for example, ini from this paper lah. Okay, so let's say the code dia. Okay, ini adalah dari interview lah. Okay, all the transcription ya. So let's say from this respondent AB, respondent CD, respondent EF. Okay, so daripada ayat respondent AB ni kita conclude as this code. Okay. And then from this respondent, kita kata, oh, she trying to explain us about this. Alright. Dia bukan code macam dalam programming Wan. Itu yang beza dia. Code dia ayat juga. Ayat yang lebih lebih pendek yang boleh kita fill in for. Mana kita boleh ada lagi a few examples lah. Few situation or whatever. Okay, then from the previous number of respondents, respondent EF said this. Okay, so kita, that's why what I'm saying just now, we in qualitative the researcher needs some experience as well to understand the meaning wise of what the respondents say out. If you are not understand, is as well another challenge for us. We require the person who are expert with that area. Okay, so like my case yang research yang I'm try propose tu, yang I minta, I tengah persuade Ilya and Anis tu, that's why I invite the person yang expert dalam psikologi, Dr. Marini, and I also invite one of the secretaries from UIA to validate our instrument, inshallah. Okay, so sometimes we let's say I know the things, we are know from outside, but we don't know the inside who are working with that that issue for a long time and so on. Okay, because sometimes we feel we know, but we should invite, if possible, with the person who are expert more. All right. Okay, so another one, another example. Okay, from this code. Okay, from this code, 1, 2, 3. Okay, for adjusting to disability occurs over lifetime. Adjusting to disability is an ongoing process. No adjustment, kita akan combine to become as one category. Okay, ini baru code nah. Jeng jeng jeng. Menarik tak menarik? Okay, so daripada 3 code tadi kita akan jadikan satu kategori, which are adjustment to disability. Cuma kalau macam what I did previously, like my PhD studies ke ataupun my previous study lah, okay, done by my student whatever. Sometimes if we feel this one unachievable, we are based on some theory lah. Okay, like what I always did, based on theory of planned behavior, theory of cognitive theory, social cognitive theory, social, ada a few theories lah. In my PhD study, I combine few theories to become as inilah kan. So nanti I akan try to I will macam mana fill in lah, fill in ke ataupun mana coding tu sendiri I dah jadikan teori tu sebagai my code lah. My code, and then I adalah some sort of dia punya frequency and so on. Okay. Alright, jadi dia sama tapi tak serupa. Mana dia punya you know, the idea is there, but the things that coding. Yeah. Azra. Aduh, budak duk main game. Bukan duk main game, dia tengah simpan. Please slowly. Alright, ini one category. Okay, so ini sebagai contoh. Okay, just bear in mind, actually in this paper ada lagi lah. Okay, jadi the first exercise that you have to do after this, nanti I ada salah satu paper yang dalam yang paper I dengan comparison tu, you boleh tengok dekat dia punya interview dia tu, nanti you boleh buat line by line coding. So macam mana you nak, nanti kita kalau you rasa masih tak dapat idea, tak apa, kita akan discuss next week. Okay, macam tu macam ni kan. Okay, this example, this another example. Okay, ini yang I maksudkan. So you tengok kat sini contoh ini interview kan. This is transcript. Okay, so interviewer, have you stayed in a hostel? Apa dia kata kat sini? Tak nampak. Okay, blah blah. So kita akan find out the words that can be coded. Okay, okay. Based on what is our research question and as well our to achieve your research objective. Okay. Next is theoretical. I budget 3 to 4. Hopefully sampai 7 question ke 17. Okay, what is a theoretical sensitivity? Okay, as I did mention previously, theoretical sensitivity ni is about our ability, okay, the ability of the researcher itself to understand what is going on with the data. Apa yang relevant, what is not, what we have to having insight and found in the researcher. Okay, maknanya kita punya experience, background, our research background or our experience, okay, not limited to research background as well. Your experience, your work experience as well also play a role, okay, on take place before analysis of data and during the analysis of data. Okay, so sources there can be again professional experience or your experience or your personal experience as well. Maybe that's why besides that we also need the respondent yang can help us to analyze, to come out, to discover the issues that you want. Okay, analysis process itself, okay, became sensitive to concepts, meanings, and relationship, and of course the literature. Okay, sometimes what we find out from our respondents sometimes is not no, it's not say what we expect with. Okay, so that's why we need some literature to support our findings. Same goes to in quantitative, right? Sometimes when we do analysis, our hypothesis tu semua we have to reject. What we expect that we will accept it out. Then sometimes maybe the data have been driven through that. Then you have to find out. You can find out. You may find out from the literature that can support your findings. Whatever it is it good or not good? You always can have the literature to support your findings. Tak semestinya finding you mesti yang good je kan, yang good things. Sometimes that's why case study sometimes have some risk. Sometimes the company are not allowed when your discover is not represent the good things to their company as well. So doing research on organization sometimes quite sensitive as well when you are discover the is bukan yang baik-baik lah kan, so we have to good lah. So sometimes that's why when actual research, especially when we are doing in our own organization, sometimes can create some bias or conflict of interest. Okay, means that let's say you are in that company, then you are doing your research for that company, sometimes can become conflict. All right, unless you are, let's say you are in HR, you are doing on another department, at least lah can reduce the conflict of interest. So, okay, so it's quite there's some challenge lah. You are doing research on your own organization or your own, let's say your own family, kan? Your own, no, the things that have personal touch with you, sometimes have challenge, okay? Have touching your emotion as well, okay? Personal experience. Then unless you can make it as professional, you want to become you are kental to make it as professional experience towards achieve your research objective as well. Okay, bukan senang lah. Research are not easy to overcome that. So that's why kadang-kadang in the research, sometimes it's not on the research, in the company also, when especially in the business yang family business, sometimes quite challenge kan for outsiders to facing lots of conflict. Kita selalu tengok dalam drama tu lah, sometimes it happen in the reality lah. Alright, okay, ini how to enhancing. Okay, ini let's see, ini so bear your mind that all the example in this notes are based on that paper. Okay. No. Sorry. This one not. This one Dr. Mamana take it from the other sources. Okay, let's say ini about pain. Okay, about feelings. Okay, about when okay, macam siapa Dr. Comrison, my student yang nak buat pasal vaksin tu, dia akan lihat pada infect vaccination kan. So maybe kalau interview kita bolehlah tanya yang lebih details wise on their effect tu kan. Contoh, okay, saw kan dekat tempat cucuk. How dia punya, they can describe lah kalau kita tanya secara terbuka kan. Tapi kalau tanya secara apa tu yang skill tu agak sukarlah nak ni kan, kita just letak skill je lah. Okay. So, contoh sini kan dia tanya si bla 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 bla. I don't know what this question all about. But the respondent, the response from the respondent is all this. Okay. I'm not sure it's the conclusion or the response, but it's about the questioning lah, and then dia tunjuk contoh lah, contoh. Okay, so immersion, so respondent's point of view. Okay, dia mention kat sini immersion lah. As a immersion lah, immersion. Okay, kalau tak faham boleh cari apa itu immersion. So question ni dia can include who, when, where, what, how much, why. So ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6W1H. Selalu 5W kan. How much? Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5W2H. H tu dia kembang jadi how much and another more details. Alright. What else? Okay. Questioning. Okay, tadi tu immersion, right? Questioning and then okay, continuing on the immersion and then the content that leads to questions like. Okay, so kita boleh ni macam saturations lah, laddering lah. Okay, when dia bagi respon, kita akan tanya lagi. Okay, so content wise, so kita akan lihat lagi mana daripada soalan tu kita boleh berkembang lagi soalan tu untuk mendapatkan gambaran yang lebih detail on the painful tu, right? Contoh. And then kita juga boleh analisis phrase ataupun the whole sentence. Okay. Ini yang boleh jadi salah satu. Okay, ini semua adalah approach untuk enhancing itu sendirilah atau flip-flop teknik. Okay, kita bagi guidelines, kita ask the comparison to the respondent, systematic. Okay, systematic comparison. Okay, or waving the red flag and as well as the memos, right? So the typical memos that ini kalau from Glasses punya definition, memos is about kita write ideas on about codes tu, and then kita akan lihat lah, kita akan see back how far what the ideas is, the ideas that we find out tu can we go to the define the model or whatever lah that you want to know, that you want to derive it. Okay, so they have a number of memos here. So the new idea, quick hunch, we can see as a discussion, point, dialogue. Okay, and then kita akan boleh juga sebagai memos for see, okay, see how far the quality of that what our discovery tu and so on lah, ada banyak. So depends on what you want to do. Okay. I think habis dah. Yeah, Wan. Ini the guidelines dia. Yeah, Wan. Then
dia ada limit ke berapa kod yang kita kena buat untuk satu-satu research tu, ataupun berapa kategori yang kita kena ada? Ada limitation tak?
Good question. I don't think they have limits. Depends on our selalunya dia tak ada limits dan dia tak adalah macam terlalu banyak dan terlalu sikit. Macam contoh yang ni saya rasa dalam, kita tengok kat sini contoh. Ini buat raw research ni. Contoh ni kalau you tengok sampai habis ni, dia punya last one ni. Saya rasa saya tak adalah nak cerita sampai habis ni. Dia boleh, mana dia? Ni last one dia. Dia punya model dia. Ini ada, at the end dia punya ni ada 6 kategori lah. Okay, you can see. So daripada 6 kategori ni, contoh yang tadi tu apa? Yang kategori yang mula tu disability impact. Tak ingat dah. So dia daripada kategori ni dia derive, okay, contoh kan. Limit tu dia tak ada, Wan. Cuma sesanya kalau kita nak make it as more, kita tak adalah sampai 20 macam nak bagi. Kita tak akanlah sampai congested one stage kan. So as long as kategori tu can be orang kata apa, picture out as a one model, should be okay. Selalunya dalam 5 to 7. So for example here 6 ni pun, ini pun memerlukan long term jugalah, right? Sebab every kategori ni dia ada dynamic self ni kan, kategori ni dia ada domain dia kan, domain dia yang di mana domain ni sendiri, disability ni tadi kita tengok yang awal tu, yang our kalau saya cerita hari ni pening ni, saya memang berhajat nak start sampai 17, tapi you boleh go ahead kan. Dan ini hanya contoh contoh ni, daripada kod ni kita come to one kategori ni lah yang jadi adjustment disability ni becomes one of the disability impact ni. Okay, so dia nak come here to come to disability impact pun dia ada dia punya process out dia lah, their own process to came here. So don't worry, the number of category, the number of coding tu is not the issue at all, as well as kita have saturation tu. Kita dah nampak, okay, sampai dah no more new ideas, okay, we can proceed the next stage, macam tu. Okay, jadi macam ataupun sometimes kita based on theory, right? Sometimes kita based on the pre-existing theory, kita akan berpaksikan teori tu yang mana applicable lah, mana doesn't mean that we have to use it all kan. So dia tak akan mengcongested-kan, as long as dia tak mengcongested kau ayat saya. Kita nak buat dia punya model pun kita sendiri tak pening, and we can be, you know, how we can say, visualize out dia to make people understand. Cuma nak bagi till to this stage, okay, to this stage bukan satu short term research lah. Itu yang I can say out lah. So memerlukan sebab dia ada lagi ni sebenarnya, okay. Ini sorry, ini lain. Ini contoh lain. This one is another example. Okay, buat sudah model. Okay, jadi saya menjawab soalan you ke? Puan?
Ya Doktor. Cuma kalau contoh kalau contoh saya buat, saya dapat ada banyak lah kategori. Kita boleh combine tak dia punya kategori tu untuk jadikan dia lebih sesuai dengan jumlah dia sesuai lah. Macam mungkin yang dekat kategori yang hampir-hampir sama tu kita boleh combinekan ke?
Itulah. That's why you you tanya soalan ni untuk as a coding ni. saya percaya sampai 17 je. Maknanya it can be. Maknanya you buat comparison kan. Tadi saya cerita kita ada constant comparison ni yang Excel ni. Alright, so kalau you nampak dia dah lebih kurang boleh masuk one category, you can proceed out. Okay, macam contoh ni kan. Okay, tak apa. Masa ada lagi. Saya takut selalu saya ke laut. So let's say tadi yang kita buat adjustment kategori ni kan. Adjustment to disability yang tadi, yang awal tadi, yang first stage tadi. So tiba-tiba kita tengok yang acquisition ni pun boleh di-constantkan. Alright. Kita boleh combine dia. Okay, satu adjustment, satu development. So kita boleh masukkan, kita constantkan dia. Apa dia constant? Tengok balik dalam kamus. What does it mean? So daripada tadi tu kan, from mula-mula kita buat ni je, what we can. Saya pun dah lupa dah nama dia. Open tadi kan, open coding tadi. And then kita tengok macam apa yang Wan mention tadi, kita cuba combine kalau benda tu hampir sama. Okay, dia ada persamaan, kita boleh combinekan kategori adjustment to disability dengan acquisition. Okay, jadi previous kategori kita namakan, previous kategori kita bubuh sebagai adjustment, and then kita kembangkan lagi. Ada lagi responden lain pula, dia cerita pasal ada story kan. Yang ni from other category about development of disability ni, So kita enhance as a development of disability. Daripada adjustment tu kita tiba-tiba kita nampak dia boleh lagi. Okay, daripada adjustment ni, disability adjustment ni, okay, mula asalnya dia macam ni kan, disability adjustment. Ini mula-mula adjustment to disability, kemudian dijadikan disability and then position ni, dia combine, dia constantkan, dia make it as disability identity. Ini kata terminology play a role lah. Play a role. Right, so daripada
boleh namakan nama kategori lain lah.
Ya, mana kita boleh, kita derive lagi, kita kembangkan lagi. Macam kita buat coding, programming, dia kembang juga kan, tapi kembang dia banyak, how to say lah, dia tak banyak lah word macam ni kan, word dia tu code, dia punya code tu lebih simplified lah kan. Ini word dia ni, dia ada persamaan yang tak sama exactly lah, tak sama seadanya. Okay, ini dia, ni properties. And then dia ada continuum, atau dimension. Continuum ni macam ni. Ni apa? Either, let's say, disability identity, mungkin ada yang dapat masa lahir, contoh kan. Ataupun dia dapat masa adulthood. Okay, ni how dia develop. So, dia ada continuum dia. Ataupun adjustment process. Ada yang tak perlu adjust, dia memang, kalau daripada lahir dia macam tu, memang dia no adjustment at all lah. Mana they have to some disability memang need other people to manage this person. Ataupun some people they need ongoing adjustment. So this required properties or continuum or dimension. Okay, so some macam ada word kalau dia Likert scale tu kan, tapi ini dia tak guna words like scale Likert tu lah. Dia using properties, right? Ataupun continuum lah. Kalau continuum tu macam daripada sini ke sini kan. Okay, jadi ini kategori groupings. Right, so ini ada construct lah. Okay, so again dia tak ada limit, but dia akan proses tu akan keep continuing until saturation. Maknanya until saturated, or in other words, no new relationships can be discovered up. Macam tu. So dia nampak macam susah, tapi kalau kita faham the concept, we are in that area, we consider as expert. Dia rasa macam lagi best lah, macam passion is there, should be okay. Okay, that's why we require normally people doing research yang content wise tu dia passion with lah. If not, they will have facing challenge and in make sure they motivate on that, on doing research. Okay, so saturation is about ni lah. Saturation ni mana we are that research or the process analysis tu became saturated when dia tak ada dah data kategori baru or code baru. Okay, so you semua dah well developed. Okay, all the already you are put in the right category and the right situation. Okay, ini advanced dia lah. Dia boleh baca. Okay, dia ada a few conditions. Okay, and ini another example, and then last one selective coding. Jadi as I promised tadi nak explain sampai 17 saja. I afraid that you are quite overwhelmed kan. So kalau you feel okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, ini semua macam ini untuk kepada lebih on to wrap up lah. Okay, selective ni on to wrap up. Okay, wrap up your what you have done. Okay, then the end for this. Okay, so ini sifu dia lah. Okay, as I mentioned in earlier tadi, glasses, straws, corbin, and traumas. Okay, this is the book dia. Book from all these scholars. Okay, as usual, everything not perfect, right? So for graduate theory, so they have some we call the challenge lah. Alright. Theoretical sampling, as I mentioned just now, takes time. Okay, Okay, Silverman, what does it mean dia? Silverman need to seek out divine cases. Okay, divine cases ni maknanya benda-benda yang kita tak mau kan, unwanted things lah. Okay, coding ni kadang-kadang dia became so overwhelmed lah, narrative flow, kadang-kadang dia macam haywire and so on, so sometimes we feel lost and here and there, sometimes can be challenged as well. Okay, because you know sometimes benda tu can be changed, okay, especially when we dealing with the phenomenology. Okay, we dealing with the things that we dealing with the people, sometimes we can have a challenge or overwhelm, or sometimes kita tak boleh nak understand as well what happens. Macam contoh lah kan, kenapa tiba-tiba tak perlu kontak rapat pula. Contoh, sorry, the decision wise SP, I always not understand the decision have been made by KKM. We should change time by time. Let's say now kontak rapat tak perlu quarantine. Tapi I believe that the decision based on the data, but we are out as a society, we feel why kan nowadays, because some people say, oh, because we were going to endemic and so on. So they are always keep saying that they are decision based on the data, right? Sometimes the data yang, you know, the data yang data yang dia got officially lah, okay, tak termasuk data-data yang tak di counted in MySejahtera whatever lah, okay kan, some sort like that. So same goes to the research sometimes, and as well as the grounded theory. Sometimes kita rasa, oops, why kan, sometimes in the paper is very good, but when we are interview people, it's not same as what we think on. Okay, alright, jadi ini sesastri tak apa. For today, so that's why we are doing research, right? Sometimes, let's say, that's why all the scholars are doing this. Keep doing research. Because sometimes, let's say, for example, what I want to do for, maybe some the other country already done it. Okay, the other country have done, but in their context wise, okay, but not in our Malaysia context. We have another culture, okay. For example, I just sharing another research that I involved. Dia tak guna grounded theory, tapi dia macam ada sikit-sikit bunga-bunga. my leader said, kita tak mau grounded theory. Sorry, silap. But they will using content analysis. Okay, I just sharing. Hopefully you will. Okay, sampai kata, macam mana situasi? Alamak, hilang. Kat mana saya letak ni? Saya baru, okay, my friend ni, contoh kalau, tapi I rasa kan nak buat sebagai grounded theory pun tak ada masalah. Tapi mungkin sebab research ni more on short term, because short term and nak lebih kepada exploratory lah. Sekejap saya dah buka dah, tapi saya nak cari balik mana dia. Sekejap. Lepas tu saya go on je lah. Kesian kat Ilya. Ilya ada tak? Ilya dah terkeluar. Mana nak promote kat Ilya ni? Okay. See, okay, Sri? See, I can see Sri here. This one. Okay. This, I just share. Okay, Alhamdulillah, this lead by my friend in school, or tak apalah, saya share je lah ya. Okay, topik dia nampak simple. Okay, ni grant bawah satu center di UM ni. Grant pembangunan pelajar lead by my friend in school of, I tak boleh nak hafal nama school dia. School of Applied Psychology, Social Work and Policy. Okay, so the topic is about how the okay lah, in Malay lah, laju sikit. Menangani cabaran, habis nampak IC dia, marah dia nanti. Okay, menangani cabaran psikososial dalam kalangan pelajar UUN. So we want to develop the module self-care. So ada reason lah why I was being invited for this research. Okay, so I just nak share dia punya research objective sajalah, tapi bukan ni lah, bukan guna grounded theory yet, because the time research is quite quite short one. So akan guna we will use mix. I mean akan survey. Okay, so kita ni objektif dia nak tengok demografi lah, personality, masalah and modul. Okay, macam and then mana kualitatif dia dekat soalan D, soalan terbuka, dan we will using content analysis lah. Okay, jadi dia kalau tengok cross kalau secara quick glance, mungkin nanti in future we will get ambil data yang berbagai diri sebagai based on graduate theory kan, untuk lihat lagi kan apa permasalahan pelajar, kenapa dia orang, contohlah kenapa dia orang tak nak pergi dapatkan servis counselling kan. Ini secara umum lah. Okay, secara umum sebab kita simple je, ini modul lah, mana sebab okay, jadi ini semua based on inventory, based on instrumen yang sedia ada lah. You ask question akan based on instrumen sedia ada by Big 5 personality inventory and money problem checklist. Maknanya instrumen yang kami akan gunakan adalah based on this instrument. Okay, jadi apa saya nak kaitkan tadi ya? Jadi soalan data sokongan ni sebab kadang-kadang ada serta-serta situasi yang kita tak boleh nak tackle daripada soalan ni survey, right? So itu antaranya yang saya cakap, kadang-kadang student ni dia ini nak tackle student, so sometimes student dia tak nak, kalau dalam soalan survey ni dia jawab simple-simple je kan untuk soalan terbuka. So modul ni dijangka untuk membantu pelajar yang ada masalah dalam pelbagai aspek lah. Pelbagai aspek? Wow. Apa pelbagai aspek tu? Okay, contohnya kan macam dia ada masalah apa. Biasanya kat mana kami letak? Lupa dah. Physical, psychological, spiritual, keuangan, management, financial management. Okay, Ani kata betul-betul madam, betul-betul tak dapat disangkalkan kan. Jadi daripada sini mungkin akan ada extension wise, okay. Sebab ni grads ni memang dia punya sasaran untuk pelajar UUM, dan saya merasakan bahawa ini bukan hanya terhad pada pelajar UUM. Tapi tak apa, kita start dari kecil, narrow dulu, okay, narrow down dulu. Kita saya looking forward lah. It's not only for students, sometimes lecturers also staff also don't know where to go when they have problem, especially about stress kan. When we are stressed, we don't know where to go, where to reporting with, right? So actually in pusat kesihatan, pusat counselling ni is not only give service to student, also offer to staff, but sometimes we are not knowing that, we are not wearing that, okay? Jadi even student pun dia malu. So modul ni dijangkakan boleh membantulah untuk dia orang self care untuk dia punya coping, dia punya daily challenge, okay, daily life, they challenge themselves in university. Sometimes they don't know, okay. So aspek penjagaan kendiri, self care, okay. Jadi ini contoh. So macam kalau mengenal pasti ni sebenarnya dia boleh kepada what lah. Tapi for this hours we are using survey lah. Tapi sebenarnya macam tadi pun macam challenge success. Before this I have been doing research on. Okay, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.